Okay, Vessel Fools. Back here. Briv. This is... Yeah, it makes sense that it's in the middle. Chronologically speaking, it does feel a little weird, but sure. Alright. He has a really strange formation. And we're going to use it anyway. Because what choice do we have? Okay. Now, I am going to deep run this one. Unfortunately, all I have is like a click damage for deep run. I'm not using that. We're gonna... Yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and throw down an hour of these. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead... Oh, God. Saving that. We're gonna throw 2 of these down. We're gonna see what happens. There. This goes there. I remember how to build this formation. Calliope goes here so that she can shield Nayeli while still buffing Jarlaxle. Wait. Vessel of Fools. Vessel of Fools is the Frost Giant, isn't it? So I need to be in a Ashara formation. So this goes here. Ashara will be there. Okay. Hey, Textani. Camero, the scaling, the invariant scaling for that one should be totally fine. You get buffs the further you go, and I've been told it carries you. So go for it. I'm actually tempted to hear from people if they do that and they go further than they've ever gone in an adventure. For people who have never been to 2001, yeah, it might keep carrying you. Yeah, it's an interesting experience. Okay, while we're clicking along here, I'm going to open up collections because this has been bugging me. I've unlocked 16 champions now. Cool, and I get an Electrum chest. See, that's a useful reward. Look at our total item levels, folks. We're almost at 500. Yay! I don't care about this. That means we're only a quarter of the way to Mert, which is like, boo. Boo. Mert's so far away from me. So far, I just can't see. We're not worried about Waterdeep yet. Don't care about this. These are like passives. None of this matters. Don't care about this anymore. Not currently doing this. We're doing the event. Don't care about this. Oh, this is what we're doing. We're completing Adventures in Tomb, so we're going to get this soon. This will just happen on its own. I'm not going to try to do anything. Oh, hey, now unlock a chest reward using the combination code, the quest code. Clicking on here should take me to that. Okay, now that's when it shows up. So, the quest code. Cool. And now I need to fix this real quick. Control click, click. And now it's gonna just fast open and close every time. Okay. Alright. Better. Okay, get me back in here. What else? Where else were we? Obtain 15 tomb blessings. We will work on that. Well, we're not even in tomb. That's not what we're doing. We're doing event stuff. Oh my god, I forgot. We started tomb right before the event happened. So none of this stuff is going to get... We're not going to make any progress on this. I have a bug report in on this one. They think it's actually giving me credit for one when it shouldn't be. They think it shouldn't count the default ones. But they don't know what's going on here yet. There's a bug report on this. Variants should count event variants, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Oh, hey, claim. Look, more of those that I don't... That's fine. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I have a lot of favor on my main account. I think I ended up with, like, after 2 deep runs with just, I guess, what we're calling now dirty gold farming. I kind of like the name. So dirty gold farming got me E88 favor. I think I could have maximized that if I had used, like, Daub the whole time. Yeah. Am I going to buy pigments with my corrupted gems? I did. I did already. You missed it. I spent all my corrupted gems, and I spent them on pigments. It's really the only thing long-term that's going to help me. These aren't... I don't have any of these champions. I don't... The skins aren't going to really help me. I know there's a quest, but I don't care. These feats, like, well, I don't really... I'm not really worried about them. None of them are what I consider game-breaking. I mean, there's some interesting stuff, but not worried about it. And then these chests just aren't worth it early on. Not even these, which are the only ones. Like these, this would only get you gear for Celeste and Minsk. Like, for me, at this point, well, I don't care. I got that out of gold chests. Why would I... Well, I can get that with gems. Why would I spend corrupted gems on them? This would give me gear for no one that I own. So supply chests would be the only thing useful, and that's just consumables. I'd rather not. So I've not. After I unlock Briv, I will pop these electrums, and we'll see how things go. Right now, what are we looking at equipment wise? The Dadius has none. Yeah, that makes sense. We haven't opened up any electrums. And the Dark Urge has none. I just saw somebody with a piece of gear. Who was it? It was Spurt, right? I opened up like a Spurt chest or something. This is great now that you can see all these. Yes. Spurt has 2 pieces of gear. So what happens when you open up a chest and you don't have the champion? It just goes in their collection. And you can actually go see it. That's fantastic. That's great. I like that. All right. Oh, and some for Strix. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Alright, give me that. Give me that gold find. Give me that gold find. So our goal here, we're at EO5 favor. I would really like to get 5 EO8. That would let me do all the tier 1 variants. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out on this run if we could potentially go further than that. I don't know if we can. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give myself 15 more minutes of speed here. I don't know if we can go further than that. Strix is the next flex after Briv? No. Why would I... Why would I do that? I'm interested to hear that argument, but... No, I haven't mapped out everybody. I know it's not going to be Strix, because Strix is in slot 11, so is the Dark Urge, so I already have a second champion there. So while I don't like that I'm picking Briv and I just got Dadius in the same slot, I'll accept it because Briv. I'm picking overall game progress over split the party progress, but for the rest of my choices, I want to try to fill in split the party spots. Tatiana is in this slot, so would get me nothing towards split the party, so I'm not picking her up either. So yeah, I'm going to be making good decisions about where split the party would, what I could do with split the party, what's going to help me get there. If a speed champion had helped me get there, I absolutely would have picked him up. Briv is just such a strong champion, I'm going to pick him up anyway, and I'm going to accept kind of the loss. It's not a loss, it's just, you know, take me just a little bit longer to get split the party open, but he's going to do a lot of work for me, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, Tatiana would be competing in slot 8. I already have a swap there. Strix would be in slot 11. I already have a swap there. Let's go look real quick. Rosie is in 10. I don't have a swap. Alindra is in 6. I don't have a swap. Miri's in 12. Azaka is my planned swap. Regis is in 2. I don't have a swap. And Cthulhu is in 3. I don't have a swap. So there are multiple options. But I'm trying to plan ahead. I want to be efficient. If I can be efficient without screwing up my progress, I'm going to do it. Miria is amazing. I do like Miria a lot. But I know she's going to help me more later on in the game, not as much up front. So I'm fine with letting her stay there and just having Azaka be my slot 12. Dragonbait isn't going to help me. He's slot 11 too, right? Unfortunate. It'll help me towards my Mert total. Won't help me towards Split the Party 1. Will help me towards Split the Party 2, though. So, I'm fine with that, like long term for evergreens. They're going in an evergreen slot, it'll be fine. But I'm gonna make event choices based on I'm gonna make event choices based on oh no. It would help if I leveled people up, probably. It would help if I leveled people up. Silly frost giant. Acting all big and bad. What do you think he is? There we go. Continue, please. Beasts, I believe. That's what I want. Alright. So we'll see what happens. I'm focusing right now. I just have the 3 slots. I'm focused on that. I will think about where the rest are going to go. But we got time. We got some time. Got a week until I can unlock that 4th flex slot. First is 1. Okay, not 3. Sorry. Thank you. I knew he was in a slot that I don't have a swap for. I was positive about that. Not so much where it was. They're sad, but I'm not quite sure what their deal is. I mean, they're a C team champ. They I think they're a solid champion. They just don't shine currently, right? Which they'd be fine knowing, but oh, look at him! He's a psychopath because this is how he smiles. I'm the Dark Urge. Look at that! Oh boy! Oh boy! He must go through a lot of toothpicks and floss and dental floss. Are the enemies in Twilight Twist variant armored? I don't believe so. Yeah, the faster respawn time helps. I mean, Relentless Peril is fine, but Twilight Twist is faster, so you can stack faster. I don't think any of the Chumbawamba stuff. I don't recall the Chumbawamba variants being armored. I don't recall off the top of my head. You gotta understand, it's been a while since I've been there, but you can check like the online guides, or like the wiki. But I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Final portraits don't treat Dragonlord very nicely. I mean, like mugshots don't treat anybody very nicely. Let's be honest. That's what I refer to them all as, is mug shots. Except Carlock. I mean, Carlock looks good in every photo, so... Look, some people just be that way. Chumbawamba variant in the glossary? No! Yeah, we gotta put that in. I have that up over here. It's in there now. It's in there now. Yeah, Cathris was born in a time where everybody needed to be good. Just generally speaking, and they didn't necessarily, the earlier on in the game, like that things came in, the more generically useful they had to be, which meant they couldn't really shine and they couldn't be like amazing in this little niche. Whereas now we're at a point where they can go back through and adjust people to shine in a very specific niche because there's 133 champions in the game. So that's kind of the purpose of the reworks, but that means that, Cathris needs some love. Cathris needs some love. Oh no, what happened? What's today? March 8th. I apparently haven't clicked on this in a while. Oh! Dave the Diver Anniversary Edition on the Nintendo Switch. It's coming out. Nice. Yes, May 30th was that their anniversary? Oh, that's when it's coming out. Sweet. Physical editions of Dave the Diver. Nice. I was hoping it was going to be an announcement about the Godzilla crossover. Oh, why am I putting money into click damage? We're way past that. Why was I putting money into it anyway when I had a click damage potion on? I don't know. I don't know. Ad break coming up shortly, folks. Hey, Thalo. I try to do the Dave voice for that announcement, but it's been so long since I've done the Dave voice. Once upon a time, I couldn't not do the Dave voice. It just snuck into everything, and now it's like, how do I do the Dave voice again? Hey, everybody. Oh, somewhere around there. It's somewhere in that range. Hey, I'm Dave. I'm a diver. It's right in there. It's in that range, but I haven't done it in so long. I like to dive. Make sushi. Sushi's delicious. Yeah, there's Dave. I don't think about like my Dave voice as much lately. Yeah. They just need to release more content so I can flex that Dave voice more often. Heal 5. Got a good amount of time left. So we should get a good push out of this. I feel like we're in the range where I need to start upgrading better. So we're going to uncap it, and I'm going to pay more attention to where everybody's next upgrade is. So this doesn't help the party. This is a self-damage buff from Minsk. Bruner needs 800, I know that. She has 455, I think? Yeah, 455 is a double damage. Nayeli, 275 and 280 gives health share. This will actually help a Tyrrell tank. So we're going to go there, because that helps the party. Speaking of Tyrrell, let's go look at Tyrrell. 150 and 185 is Forces of Good. 215 is Wild Resilience. We want to get into that neighborhood. Oh, and then there's, I can tell, that's a Damage All Champions buff. Oh, and then Wild Inspiration. So, yeah, they got stuff coming up. What do you got for Hitch? He's at 250. Scroll down. It's clicking on the wrong thing. 340. So I need 90 banked levels for Hitch to contribute to the party again. We're at 69. Minsk needs 250. Needs to get to 250. And then we're always going to click on Ashara's because she's the DPS. Clamping is like 475, right? Yeah. And Jarlaxle I don't want to click on again until he gets me to Master Piracy, or I just have over 100 banked levels, because there's nothing in here. He's not contributing anything except Gold Find. So that's what I want to keep my mind on. Get her to 455. Do you think the absolute adversaries will have enough mops and synergies to challenge the Artemis supremacy? I mean, I think they already do. Every single one of them mops. Every single one of them. I don't know if anybody has, it's difficult. Here's the thing. It's incredibly difficult to compare because of legendary effects. So many people that are on the Artemis train are so invested that they wouldn't see a difference unless they moved all of their legendaries over to the absolute adversaries and then tried it out. As well as invested the same kind of item levels into them. Because they all mop, I feel like they have the potential to... It feels like they have the potential to be better at lower item levels. Because you don't have to get any one of them. I don't feel like you have to aim for one of them being super high. I think they can just all come up together and be more of a distributed item levels. Because they're all multiplicatively stacking. I don't know. I think there's the potential there. I just don't think any of the Artemis people will bail on what they've already invested in. That's the problem with not nerfing an outlier, instead trying to lift everybody else up to the outlier. If it's a game where you're investing in the outlier, it doesn't work, because you're just going to keep the people will keep that investment, and the investment, and anybody else that comes in is just... They might have the potential to be better, but there's no investment in them, so why would they bother, right? They kind of created a bad situation in that regard. And, it is what it is. So, people are going to continue to be like, Artemis, and only Artemis, but, I mean, that's never been true. You've been able to play through this game and complete this game just fine, investing other ways. And if people just, like, the amount of item levels people put into Artemis to then just wreck all the content that Artemis qualifies for, like, if they distributed that around everybody, they could still complete all that content and more. Like, I don't know, it's... But, don't they're not going to care about that. So... I mean, if people want to focus on 10 to 12, whatever. The sadder problem is this idea in a game, like it isn't like because the problem isn't from the player's side. It isn't a player based problem. It's a developer based problem. They made a game where a square hole exists. Have we talked about this in a while? Hold on. Yes. I've got to get I want to get the original.
This is a square. Can you get?
I don't know if this is the original or not, but yeah.
This is a square.
Okay, I'm going to put this in chat. So, the square hole is basically when you build a game, where you're supposed to find different things are supposed to go in different places. You're supposed to use different things, different pieces for different things. But then you realize all of everything can be done in just one way. Even though there's all these different paths were made, you can just do one way, and the whole game is done. And some people are like, yay. Like, some people apparently don't understand that games aren't supposed to easily let you go from point A to point B. The whole point of a game is to create interesting and diverse puzzles and paths that you can wind and wander and follow to get to where you want to go. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be a challenge. And if it's just super easy, the game's broken, right? The square hole epitomizes, in this example, the square hole epitomizes a broken game. And it doesn't matter if... And so in this example, Artemis is the square hole. Like an Artemis formation is the square hole. Everything, basically, or the vast majority of things can be completed by, it feels like everything, can be completed with the square hole. He is an example of a problem in the game. He isn't the only example. He's just the biggest example, right? The most prominent example. Because he qualifies for all 4 patrons. We're going to see, I think if there's ever a shift away from Artemis as the square hole, the Dark Urge will become the new square hole. Because the Dark Urge literally can go everywhere. I don't understand why they gave him that passive. I really don't. They just doubled down on this idea that you can just invest in a single damage champion and beat the whole game with them. But Artemis is this example of a square hole. And you could, if you don't fix the square hole problem, then the game never has a challenge from that point on, right? And you can add more pieces, but if all of those pieces, you might add more puzzles, but all of those puzzles are solved with the square hole, then it's like your time is kind of wasted. And it becomes disappointing to a large group of players like me to just do the same thing over and over and over again. Some people just want that. Some people want easy mode is what I call it. It's easy mode. If you never have to think about any challenge the game puts in front of you, and you can just hit a button and load a formation and beat it. That's okay. That's not the game I signed up to play, right? So if you then take, well, okay, so all of these current pieces fit in the square hole. Let's create a new piece. And it can only fit over here, which is what they were doing with the 5th patron. Well, you still haven't fixed the problem. You've ignored the problem. And you have made, in this one situation, people choose to go to somewhere else, but the vast majority of the game is still, you can complete with the square hole, right? So they've chosen to go down a path I would not have chosen to go down. I would have fixed the square hole problem, because until you fix the square hole problem, the rest of your game, like, you can't really. Like the time that you spend trying to come up with cool ideas and new challenges and stuff, if they all fit in the square hole, then you're just kind of wasting your time. You're kind of wasting your time. I don't think this problem is solely an issue with Artemis. It's not. It's not. He's just the prime example of it. It's not legendary system either, Lediath. It's not. It's exacerbated by the legendary system. It's exacerbated by the legendary system. It's not a problem with there is a problem with the legendary system, and that is that they let it go to level 20 instead of level 10. They could have stopped it at level 10. It would have been better. They allowed a small portion of the population to gain too much power from that, and if they take it away now, they're screwed. Right? They're going to get yelled at. They talk about, well, our design philosophy is to ease into things. Well, they didn't with legendaries. They dove in head first. So yeah. But no, this was a problem that existed before the legendary system came around. That's why I know this is not a flaw with the legendary system. It's been here for a long time. It's been here for a long time. And the issue is mopping. It's mopping. Multiplicatively stacking abilities with pre-stack modifiers that have no caps. Like items that are pre-stacked that have no caps. That's a problem. That's a problem. Just the fact that ability exists in the first place. Like, that at one point I thought they were going through and removing all of them. It looked kind of like that's what was going to happen. And instead they doubled down on it. Instead they doubled down and started releasing all kinds of mobs. Again, they've chosen to try to buff everybody to be competitive with a square hole. But the others can't be competitive with a square hole because they can't solve all the same problems. They might have lots of power, but that doesn't change anything until we get here. This is the new square hole. This is an even bigger square hole. It literally he can go everywhere. Now he'll have to have different supports along the way. So, they're kind of saying, well, sure, but you can't take his support group everywhere. But I mean, you couldn't take all of Artemis's support group everywhere either. But it's still a problem with a square hole, right? The square hole ultimately is multiplicatively stacking. Is a symptom of a problem, and the problem is multiplicatively stacking abilities that have item support that buffs pre-stack. If they had just done one pass on the game and made everything post-stack, we would have a balanced game in one fell swoop. And sure, at that time, there would have been Krond fans and Artemis fans would have been unhappy, but this would have been like 2 or 3 years ago, and it wouldn't be at the levels of issue it is now. But yeah, Legendary's just exacerbated the issue because it's just another way to invest in your one set team, and then there's no other team is ever going to beat that because they don't have that investment. That's just a problem with, focused investments. There isn't really any way to. I don't know that there's really a good way to get around that, unfortunately. Some live service games solve the issue by just rotating what the square hole is on a regular basis. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they thought variants would do. They thought variants would help with this, but it doesn't. Like, you can't just ignore your balance issues with champions. You have to fix them. Is there a good pushing champion in seat 7? 7 is Caddy Bree? I think 7 is Caddy Bree. People back me up. I don't have my... I'm not on my main account, so I can't just look. I can't just search. Oh, what am I can't. I think 7's Caddy Bree. Somebody else is going to have to confirm that Caddy Bree isn't 7 for me. 275, 335. Maybe we can get there. Give that health for tanking. Jarlaxle is going to get a slight investment so we can try to see further into his future. Where is 500? Okay, now we know what we need. Now we know what we need for Jarlaxle. And what do we need for 250? We can do that right now. Excellent. Catti is both a support and a DPS. That's why I say Catti, because she can flex and do both. Like, get yourself a girl who can do both, right? She does both. And she does them both fantastically. Dark Arch Support Group actually overlaps a ton with Artemis. It's kind of what I was worried about. You only need like 1 or 2 DPS supports, but yeah, I hear you. Textati T, that still doesn't help because full dismantles will only remove up to 10,000 item levels. Like I think it's per item. Isn't it per item? And these people have invested, in some cases 100,000 or more. But well over that, so people will complain no matter what. It's just too late. Like if they'd done it 3 years ago, it would have been fine. Yeah. Look at the chat. I am trying. I'm answering questions and reading. I can't just skip ahead. I'm doing my best. I had to scroll up and stop the scroll to be able to focus on what I was reading. Neroth, I'm pretty new to the game. Welcome. Is there a way to see the character panel for a character that I don't have on the hotbar? No. Not really. Hold on. Let me go over here. This is the closest you can get. So no, I wish they'd put their abilities over here too. And they didn't. So no, there's not. That's why I make guides for that over on the subreddit, so you can like pull that information up if you don't have access to it, or you want to read it without losing track of whatever you're doing. That's the best I can offer you. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to swap between them, basically. So you just kind of have to pause your progress or go back to Area 1 like this. If you just hold down on this left button, you'll just jump back to Area 1 and then switch over and read them and then go back to what you were doing. So, yeah. Excuse me, the heck? What? 100k level? Oh, yeah. Yeah. There are people with over 100,000 average item level. I mean, Briv alone, people that are 9-jump Briv, that takes 127,626 item levels on Theor Dinarax on the slot 4, which means you have over 100,000 item levels on everything. But there are people that do that with their pushing, like their Artemis. I'm sure there's Artemis. I think, isn't there a 100k Rosie out there? Didn't somebody take Rosie to 100k or something? Like, people have done ridiculous things with item levels in this game. And once you go all in like that, there's no coming back. There's a million hammer cron now. That's, yeah. Is that I mean, that's everybody knows who that is. Like, why can't I remember the name? I mean, it's the cron domain. There's one cron main in the game. Like, one main cron name in the game. It's them, right? Animahimo, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, so... and they'll get pissy. And it goes back to like when Benwin first came out. Benwin was broken and you couldn't just do gem farming and to get item levels. So somebody paid a ton of cash to break Benwin, to prove that Benwin was broken. And they made a video of it and they posted it and called out the devs on it. And then the devs fixed it and that person quit the game. It's like, what did they think was going to happen? Like, I don't understand. Of course the devs are going to fix that. Like, it was a problem. Oh no. Speaking of problems, we're not even breaking a single chunk of armor here. This is a problem. I need E56. E56. Wow, hold on. 420 blighted. 500. We're going to get more gold here first. There's a gold boost. so we can farm here better. 475, 525 is a buff. We just got that one. Okay, what do we got with Minsk? 310. A ways away from that. Wow, 360 to 490 before there's a buff. We're not getting there. Probably not getting there. Not for passing this. Not for passing this. I need 80. That's a more item levels than you think. 15. It's only 15, Garwar. For Makos, that's more gold than you think it is. Makos scales differently. I need 85 just to be tankier. That ain't gonna help me push. 345. Yeah, we got that. And what is this? 550 for Celeste. So we're kind of there. This isn't great. What do we got? I got 20 minutes left on these potions. And we are not where I needed to be. This got us where we started at 637 EO5. This puts us at 437 EO6. I was trying to get to EO8. It's not it. This is just a bad. Any of the Festival of Fools free plays are a bad place to try to push because of the Frost Giant. He puts you on pause real hard. God, even an upgrade for Char's only gave me double damage. Woof. Woof. Mod has 150k per. Yeah, but they have streams of gems, right? Like, you know, anybody 9 jump or higher just has. That's where you start seeing six figure investments into things. I wish they would make decisions like commit. I wish they would commit. CNE has commitment issues. Commit. I just not showing the set formation pull down. What? I'm not sure what you mean there. I know, I'm going to have to go to Dadius's. Yeah. I need to do a deep push for favor in Dadius's free play. Nice, Calgaden. Yeah, I mean, look, that's... Yeah, that was how Binwin originally worked. Similar. Basically, you could build up extra attacks. Like he had item support for extra attacks. And every extra attack, like if you hit something and didn't kill it, you'd hit it again and do more damage. And if that didn't kill it, you'd hit it again and do more damage. And the number of times you'd hit it again was based off the item levels. So somebody put enough item levels so that they could basically just keep hitting something until it died, and then they could just walk through the entire game, because there wasn't anything at the time that was going to stop them from, with the way the damage kept ramping up, from not just beating everything. That was their goal, and they made it happen. So yeah, that got changed. And Benwood basically got tossed into the trash can. That's how it got changed. That's the unfortunate part, is they didn't just... That back then, they could have just capped an item at a lower level or something, and instead, they tossed an entire champion into the trash can. And they're scared, and they've been scared of touching a champion ever since. And it's like, you just... Look, you learn your lesson and move forward. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be so scary. Wow, you got a lot of shiny, Shevik. Reminds me of that strategy you employed in the last Have a Nice Death stream. Yeah, where I got everything lined up. So I had a defense, which means anything under a certain amount of damage done to you, you just don't take any damage. And then I had the things that every time you get hit, your health increases permanently or your damage increases permanently. And then I just stood in one place and let something hit me over and over and over and over again, and my health and damage just did this. It's like, wee! And there's even another one that I didn't have that would have increased my mana the same way. Just +1 health, +1 damage, +1 mana, and it would have just all gone through the roof. And then I just destroyed stuff when I finally moved forward. But you can do that in a game like that because you do a run and then it resets, right? Like you can only go to the end, and then, because it's like a roguelite, and then everything resets. So it doesn't necessarily break a game like that. It's very hard to get into that situation in the first place. But yeah, nice when you get there, right? Okay, let's see what we're looking at. See what we're looking at. See what we're twerking with. Still, it's rough. It's real rough. What happened to... Why'd our damage drop off? It should have gone up. It should have gone up. Why did it go down? This is not good. No, we need E54 just to even kill stuff. I mean, these are all multiplicatively stacking. So this would be a 4x. This is basically 6x, and this is a 4x. So that would take me to 24x. Yeah, so I'd get 4 times the damage, but 4 times the damage isn't going to help. Isn't going to help. I need upgrades, and I'm just not getting upgrades. And this is just not making me enough money. How did we just do E50 there for a second? I don't understand. I don't have anyone here that... Oh, well, everybody crits. We must have just crit. Everybody crits, everyone. It's the new book. Everybody crits. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we can't dump these people. Shoot. Shoot. Now we could get a little weird with it. We could like try to put our Archon in as a tank. That would get us 4 on the potpourri stacks. Oof. How much? What does that look like when we attack? It's garbage. It's just the damage just went through the floor. It is 4. I just don't have the item. I don't have the item levels to support that and make it stay. Oh, it's comparative, actually. We stayed right around the same. We lost Niali's buff. We stayed in the same range. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, and I know why we're doing more damage over here. It's because of favored foes beast. Yeah, so it's Minsk is not. Minsk is working against us a little bit. So here's a question then. Can I do this, and then if I put him back here, does that make it any better? So he's not going to offer really any buffs to anybody. He's selfish. He's a tank DPS. But putting him in, it keeps us at the... we're still doing similar amounts of damage. This is wild. Simply because we're getting that quad potpourri that we needed. But he's not offering anything else. And Dark Urge could do the same thing. But he's got to damage all champions. He's got to triple damage all champions, actually. Oh, recruit 12 champions. Right here. That's actually more damage. He is weird. He is the Dark Urge. He's a pure DPS. For some reason, they gave him damage all champions upgrades, so he actually has... He can help out a little bit. In a situation like this, but I wouldn't take him anywhere beyond that. But that's not enough to help me get past this. Crit me with your best shot. Why don't you crit me with your best shot? So we cleared the wave. That was good. But we can't do anything else. Right now we're like, can we stay alive long enough for this boss powering up to give us the buffs we need? To give us the buffs we need to get by this. This doesn't matter. I don't want to leave that. Ooh, we can't. Maybe. No. Damn it. Yeah, so we're just hard stuck here. Dark Urge is your primary DPS and swap with Ash. I already... Hold on. I don't... They don't have the gear. What's the 11? It's not a... No, well... Oh, because they're the only Dragonborn. They don't have any stacks. I don't have any feats unlocked for them. They're not. Are they on the edge? They are on an edge. No. Okay. This might be... Oh, this might work. Their gear is bad, but their scaling is good. The Dragonborn thing, folks. Scaling. Okay, I missed a lot of chat because I was trying to solve that problem. Hold on. Hey, Lurking Rider. So you have the skill achievement for Dark Urge is bugged and not counting. I'm with 6 outcast stacks, but Murder stacks doesn't add up, even though he's only... I don't think it tracks. I think you just have to do it and then it'll unlock, is my understanding. Just keep submitting a bug reports about... I mean, submit a bug report about that if you're having it. But it should track better, and I don't think it's tracking. But people have unlocked it. It's crit to B square. No, I don't think that's... No. A tip to use the square hole. No, it's not. Make him good to benefit from tier 1 rage. I can't. I'd have to get that. I'm working on the weekend. We're not even there yet. We're trying. I don't have the gold for that. Yeah, I can't put any DPS adjacent to him, so I can't put any DPS adjacent to him, unfortunately. So he can only get to 4 outcast stacks. That's still a good buff. Still a good buff. I still feel like that's probably better than Well, 887, so 103E52 versus this. No, still better. The 20%, this is where the 20% is better than the 30% because it's multiplicatively stacking and it's pre-stack. That's where you got to know math sometimes, folks. Hey, Peter. Well, you used to be able to get it, Thalo, and then they took away his gap jumping, and now I hate it. I want it back, but I submitted a ticket, but Justin said on Dev Insights yesterday that it was intended. It was an intended change, and I'm like, boo! Boo! Like from The Princess Bride. Boo! This is not my beautiful house. Come on, come on. You can get me past this. You can. I know you can. Come on. So this is such a problem. We're gonna rely on the ultimate here. We're gonna rely on the Dark Urge ultimate. We're gonna let this wipe. And we're gonna take whatever chunks we can get in the meantime. We're not gonna get any more, but we got a few. And then the Dark Urge is gonna go down, and then Withers pushes everybody back. And we have a hot second where we get it. Yes. Yes, Withers. Yes. Now we can go back to gold farming, folks. Now we can go back to gold farming. I got 5 minutes on these potions. What? I don't know. Yeah. Withers coming in huge. Withers coming in huge. Ledia, thank you for recommending the Dark Urge. I didn't think he would do well with this garbage gear compared to, a betterly geared champion. But there you go. You never know until you try. He mops. I mean, so, what little gear we have, plus the stocks we had, worked. Worked. Hey, Ben. So you got your clickers to kill farm? Nah. We're fine. We're fine. I mean, it's not going to help him. I mean, he's got what? He's got 20 murder stacks. It's more important to me right now to get gold. I'm here for gold. I'm here for gold. I came here for gold. We're 7 EO6. If before the time runs out, I could get to... You know what? We're going to do this. If before the time runs out, we could get to at least EO7. I really wanted to get to EO8, but that Frost Giant just screwed us. And not in the fun. I was in college, so I just wanted to try it way. So we're drinking game for this. Now, I don't encourage people, as often as I say certain things, I don't encourage people to turn it into a drinking game. That would be problematic, I feel like. Okay. I need to go back to fishing upgrades. 490. We're not getting to 490. 360, 445 for Wild Resilience. Let's get quadruple damage on Dark Urge instead. Sure. 345 to 395. Okay. Ways to go. Ways to go. And, Pale Hydrate. No, I said on over on the C&E stream earlier, I think here at the start, I did get the Dark Urge to tier 4, and I couldn't complete. I got to a little past 1350, couldn't get to 1400 on the second variant for the Dark Urge, and I was like, wow. this is rough. Why is this so rough? And then I look down and my Dark Urge had no gear. So after I give the Dark Urge up tomorrow on stream, I should be able to then just smoke the rest of tier 4. He did real good. He did real good. Clearing up past 1300 without any gear as the DPS. So I gotta get to 40 for that. Okay. So we're gonna invest in some other people at the moment. So we're gonna take this up to there for more health. I'm gonna drop that in here and get to 490 for Ricochet. We're gonna get them to 80. Okay, we got some good upgrades rolling through. She needs 575. I don't even need to look at that. They need 395. I told myself that earlier. I forgot it. 590? 590. Okay. I remember some of these. And then this is like 1,000. And it's only 100% to rally at 1,000, but still. Now Ashara, we only care about if she's going to give us something good. So 265. Oh, 575 for her. All right, so we're getting into a good gold spot here. Yeah, we cleared EO7. So fantastic. Met my goals. Well, met my adjusted goals. I wanted EO8. We're about to lose, in 20 seconds, we're going to lose a good chunk of gold. Oh, no, we already lost a good chunk of gold. Fine. We're going to lose power. We're going to lose power. But we're going to keep going. Jamman J, how do people usually allocate their support pigments? I mean, it depends. They can only go on epically geared champions. If you have a suite of those, then what you want to do is you want to put them on the group that you use to push in trials. If you're in trials, you want that on the group that you use to push in trials. If you're not in trials, you want to use it on the group that you use to push deep for favor basically everywhere, right? So the idea is try to maximize what you've gained, like the power you've gained, to use it to get you even more power, right? Get you lots of favor, to help you complete stuff. You want to put it in that kind of bucket, because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that pushing power for trials. You're gonna want to be able to get to tier 10 at like the very highest trials and just easily complete it over and over and over. And you're always going to want to be able to deep push in every campaign. So, choosing your targets that help you do that, it rewards you. It rewards you. Is this account too busy for you to demonstrate a Makos gold find? Oh, it's not good. I mean, I want to be clear. Makos gold farming isn't required in the modern game kind of situation, and it was never good. It was just the best we had, right? It was the only bonus we had. It requires you to spec into Dark Luck. With the Bud system, they don't have to be your DPS anymore, but you're giving up a little bit of power. You're giving up this buff to be able to gain gold wherever you end up, which is not great. And basically you need a DPS that's going to set a high Bud, and then you swap them in. It's best if there's a swap, and right now I don't necessarily have a swap. You would swap them in, hit their ultimate, it's an AoE, blow everything up, rain down lots of gold, let the ultimate timer come back, and then go back and wait and then do it again, and just rinse and repeat with stacks of enemies. It's not great. It's not enjoyable. It was just all we had back then. Yeah. It's like taking a saltine. Does everybody know what a saltine cracker is? And putting just regular butter on it and eating it as a snack. It's not great. But when I was a kid, that was all we had. That was better with peanut butter. But, you know, if you didn't have any peanut butter and you wanted something, man, I remember dipping saltines in ranch. Like, well, that's the best I could come up with. Is that a thing I'd ever do now? Hell no. Hell no. Question, Gar, is Dark Urge a champion you plan to invest in more than others? Oh, on my main account? He'll get, because he mops, he's a target for getting like 1,000 average item levels in him, like I've been doing to the other mops. But Karlach is my current personal like choice in DPS. I did not say 6 on one champion at a time. That is not what I said. And in fact, generally for support pigments, I started out with 1 on each champion in my pushing formation, because that way if I ever tried to use them somewhere else and someone got restricted out, I didn't lose like all of my support pigments. But you can slowly fill up your entire group that way. Oh, sure. I'm sure there's a gold find guide about Makos to this day. Absolutely. On a subreddit? Makes sense to me. Basically, his ult does not show up anymore. There it is. Okay, kind of did. It just was delayed. But you want that explosion to kill everything when he's in Dark Luck. And if it does, it's just bonus gold. It's lots and lots of bonus gold. I'm trying to do anything I can to clear a wave of these to be able to make some money with. Let me upgrade to a... Oh, that did some. Okay. Can I upgrade? We're still so far away from the next upgrade here. 590 would give us double damage. Wow, that's not even great. 345... Oh, health. No. I think it's well over 600 for her. 645, that's only double damage. 7 more bank levels would get Brunor to a double damage. We're in a horrible place here, folks. 265. That's triple. That would be triple. That's... Oh, I don't know. Still a ways off. We are not killing these as quickly as we kind of need to. We have no bonuses going on at all except for health. So let's go 15 minutes of gold find, 15 minutes of damage, 15 minutes of speed. We'll do some click damage. Boom. Boom. This is I'm willing to spend potions because I am trying to do a deep run and make a lot of gold. I don't want to use them all. I want to save some for the next run in a place that doesn't have the Frost Giant in it. But we are up to EO7, and we started this at 6 EO5, and we're at effectively almost 2 EO7. And I'm not going to be able to beat this guy. Okay, so let's just sit on 225. Did somebody get to where they needed to go? No. 3 away here, 8 away here. Oh, this is only a double to their urge ability. This is it. Oh, when we get there, it's going to be a triple. So I think we want to go here. This is a double. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, the Dark Urge is kind of the new Artemis. And that they can go everywhere. So... Often do emergence events come around? It's hard to say. They used to put them between seasons, but now seasons are gone, so now they just... When this one ended... Oh, it ended. Oh, well, now I can tell you. Hold on. It's hard to say. Well, now I can tell you. 75 days from now. because it's always in the shop in the Thayan Enclave. The next emergence event, 75 days from now, so 2.5 months until emergence happens again. That reminds me, I should restart and get my just to clear everything out. Get my weekend buffs because it's after noon Pacifically. We're the best DPS buddies for the Dark Urge. I don't know. I haven't tried to make a maximum Dark Urge formation. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't often try to like break a champion or try to ultimately maximize them. I try to figure out how they work and know who I can use with them, and then I go from there. So who is my weekend? Oh, the Dark Urge. Oh, that helped. And Makos and Ashara. Holy cow, folks. Triple Dark Urge, triple Makos, triple Ashara. Yeah, I just got a lot of damage for my push. I just got a lot of damage for this push. Look at that. They're just ripping through that method. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Okay, we're going to go into the triple Ashara. And then we're going to go into the double Bruner. We'll see how much we can earn now. We're up to 2.5 EO7. Nice. Ben, I think I did. I don't know. I can't remember. Technically, the event went in 75 days. No. The next emergence event starts. Next emergence event in basically 75 days. So that's when you can expect it to start, and then it'll be 9 days of an emergence event. May's event ends in 75 days. Okay, that's fine. But that doesn't mean, like, I'm talking about when an emergence event starts, so if we're not clear about what we're saying. So the next emergence event starts in 75 days. If that happens to align with the end of a monthly event, cool. But yeah, I don't want to confuse people about the shop warnings related to some of the purchases expiring at the end. There was a warning for that, and now the things that were being warned are gone. They've cleared out. See. There were 2 more of these. There were 2 more of these. There was some more of these. Those are all gone because the event ended. Now this starts 75 days from now. When these have a timer beyond that, I mean, I guess they could put a timer in now, but that would be a little disingenuous, right? These will be gone. All of this stuff will be gone, and a 10 stack of these will be gone in 84 days. Because it's at the end of the next emergence event. But the next emergence event starts 75 days from now. We have triple warning now. No. Alright, Dark Urge got that level. Nothing. I just want the next Master of Piracy, but I can't see it. I don't know where it's going to be. She wants 50. She's fine with 40, right? Yes. Boom. Hitch wants 100. 100 item levels. Tyrol. I want 100. What does Makos want? Oh, we can't tell. Because for some reason they will stop it at this one, so. And that's like the most useless ability. That draw power, it's not useful at all. There's almost never a situation where that's going to be useful. 70. 140,000 murder stacks. Nice. Can't do it. Click, click. There we go. Control click. Super fast. And this is still our unlock adventure for Briv. Once we unlock Briv and we're on the next adventure, I can start opening electrons. I can start opening electrons. All right, I want to get this. I want to get this upgrade for Brunor. Next. There we go. Boom. Boom. So we're doing good. Doing good. Health is at E62, but we're doing about E60 damage, and it's enough to get through everything. For the time being. We got about 8 minutes on these potions. At that point, we'll be done. As close as this is, like, it's just slowly ticking up towards EO7 though. If it was ticking up in the 10th place, I might be tempted to go all the way towards EO8, but we're not earning enough gold. But we will be hopefully on our next deep run earning enough gold. 95 would be health there. So, 410 is the next damage upgrade for Nayeli. One steady. Thing about this boss is, if you weren't noticing, when he swings that chain, it hits the second column too. So it's actually a difficult boss, that 35, area 35 boss, if you're not ready for it. Because it'd be like, wait, why are they dying? I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah. No, Lurking Rider, that's, That's why I explain things the way I do. I operate under the assumption that there will always be at least one person who's confused with any given conversation. Sometimes that person happens to be me. But, yeah. That's why my guides are very, I try to be very descriptive and specific, because I just kind of assume there may be people reading them that have no idea how any of this works. And somebody's got to explain it to them. Like, I hate opening up guides. People that play Raid with us know I hate opening up guides for games, and it is unclear what exactly they think that you understand all of this information, and they can just explain this part, and I'm sitting here going, I don't understand what they're saying, because I don't know, like, what is that even related to? And it's the same with like website tools, like and these other programs they use for this. I'm like, I don't know what this stuff's supposed to be. Like, obviously for the developer knows what all of this is supposed to work like, but they're not explaining it to us. How are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know? Music dead? No, it's just low. It was in between songs, and now it's on Deal Me In for Hitch. So yeah, I do have the terminology guide up over here. I haven't had time to fill any of it in. I have another quad damage for the Dark Urge. Miss the days when people wrote proper manuals. Yeah, me too. I was one of those people that read the manual first. Now you get a manual with something and it's like, it's just all warnings. Like, here's all the things we don't want you to do. Like, and very little it's actually like useful information. And it's only for like electronics. And it's like, man, you left out everything I need to know and gave me a bajillion warnings about things that are required by law. I miss warnings and the not even the physical guides, like that you would literally go to the store and buy a guide and there was a brand, and now I can't remember the brand, but like games would have, you could get the game with the guide like in a bundle sometimes. Prima, yeah, Prima. You get the Prima guide with it. Man, there's a job I was made to do and then it just disappeared before before I got there. Oh, womp. I would have been great at making Prima guides. But now guides are just posted for free on the internet. And there went that whole business model. Inventory shows 5,000 skills at TM, which Ford says 5. Should I submit a bug? Probably, yeah. I mean, that seems wrong. I mean, if it's still, I mean, it's a visual bug, but you still need to submit it so they can fix it. Warnings are useful. How was I supposed to know not to put the TV remote in the microwave? Fair. How was I supposed to know the bag that this guide was, that this manual was in, could suffocate myself with? Like, it's not a toy. How was I supposed to know that if it wasn't in the guide that's inside the bag? That's 100 for triple damage. How we doing? 6 EO7. We're so close to EO8. I mean, technically I want 5 EO8, but man, I would take EO8. Ugh, I've only got a minute left on the potions. Don't think we're going to get there. Don't think we're going to get there. We're close. We're within an order of magnitude now. I don't even really care about progressing any further at this point. I just care about the gold. Just care about the gold. 520. 630. Still no gold within 100 levels for Jarlaxle. Let's give a little more sustain to them. Just in case. Yeah, I'm not going to get to another breakpoint. Not going to get to another breakpoint. Yeah, Kelgaden, that's exactly what happened. You just copied the manual and gave it to your friend with the copies of the discs. Yes, Sonata, I'm aware. I brought that up yesterday at Dev Insights. They said that one of their plans is to make those buffs from boons toggleable. It's just that didn't happen right away. Lurking Rider, this didn't come with the game, but when Pirates of the Burning Sea came out, they had somebody like a cartographer create, the in-game map was beautiful and it was in part made by a cartographer, but then they had physical versions of that the cartographer made. And I bought a print of one and had it up on the wall when I played. It wasn't necessary, but God, it was gorgeous. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're out. Where is, just for the sake of 650? Wow. Okay, just to get more gold. 650 just to get more gold. Yeah, just can't kill here. And we lost all of our damage. All right. What do we get to? 7 EO7 even. We're good. I'll take that. Take it. Recruited Briv.